Hello lovely people, it's Vlogmas day 14, halfway through December and only a week till the winter solstice. Time is going too fast. So many people really hate this time of the year for the darkness and the lack of sunlight because the days are so short. But you know what? I get sad when I realize that we are just about at the shortest day and that the days are lengthening again. It comes around too quick for me. I just love the winter solstice. One day, it's on the bucket list. I want to go somewhere where it's pretty much dark all day. I want to go somewhere where the sun doesn't come above the horizon for the entire day. It could just be northern Canada. But I think I'd rather it was somewhere like Sweden or something like that. That sounds much more exotic and interesting. One day, when we're retired, hasn't happened yet. Oh well. So again, it's evening time. I haven't done any recording up until now, except for a teeny little bit of intro, which you'll already have seen. It was another work day. It was just a short shift. It was just supposed to be 4.5 hours. And it was busy. I was given a task to do at the beginning, and I didn't get to it at first because I kept getting called to back up the cashier and open another till. And I was on there a lot and obviously helping people as well. But eventually I got back about an hour before I was due to come home. I finally got stuck into this job. The Christmas ribbons were a mess. I needed to move a whole ton of them over into another aisle so that they're all in the same aisle and make sure they were all tidy, get rid of any boxes. As I was condensing, get rid of any boxes that weren't needed and just make it all look neat and cleaned up. And you know what? I really enjoyed it. One of the other guys at work, he's like, oh God, what a job, what a pain. And I'm like, I'm really having fun creating order out of chaos. I just loved it. In fact, I wasn't done by 2:45 and I radioed my boss on the headphone, the headset. And I said, do you mind if I just keep going until I'm done? And she said, that's great, please do. So I was there an extra half an hour just so that I could get the job finished. Because when you really get stuck into a job, you don't want to leave it unfinished, right? You just want to get it done. And it's just so satisfying. You can stand back and go, oh, look at this aisle, it looks great. Simple pleasures, honestly. But yeah, I did enjoy it. So before I left the store, I did buy myself 2 little skeins of, I think they're DMC. Yeah, they're DMC embroidery cotton. This is the good stuff, guys. This is the quality stuff. I don't usually buy the quality stuff. In the past, I've just bought cheap stuff. But DMC is really the epitome of embroidery floss, isn't it? It's also very reliable, or supposed to be. There was somebody who complained about a dye lot not matching once. But mostly, DMC is very reliable and a lot of people use the colours in there. You can get so many colours in this stuff for the cross stitching. So I bought the ecru because I had taken a little swatch of fabric with me. I don't have it on me right now, but it's a little scrap of fabric from the quilt. And the ecru really went with it perfectly. And I'm going to split the strands. It comes in 6 strands. If you don't know anything about cross stitch or embroidery, this comes as a 6-ply thingy. And you can use 1 ply, 2 plies, 3 plies, whatever you need. So probably to go through 2 layers of quilt cotton and some batting, I'll probably make my life easier and use 2 strands. 3 would show up better, wouldn't it? I may try 3 and hope it's not too hard to pull through the fabric. And I want to embroider a little snowflake in each of the intersections, the red diamonds on that quilt top. There are 30 of them, and these guys cost a couple of dollars. This one's falling apart now. I've been waving it around. So that's a couple of dollars compared to whether if I had bought the beads, the glass beads that I had my eye on, which were absolutely gorgeous. I'd have probably spent about $30 on something just to tie the layers of quilt together. So this was definitely the budget option, and I also think it will look great. And because no two snowflakes are alike, so they say, I don't have to worry about being consistent. I can make all my snowflakes look different, and that'll be okay, because that'll be scientifically accurate. So let's see, what did I do? After I got home, it was only about, well, it wasn't even 4 o'clock yet, but then I had to think about dinner. So I had a brainstorm. Again, I haven't been grocery shopping yet. The brainstorm had to take into account that I didn't have that much food in the fridge. But I managed to whip up some pizza rolls, which are a bit like cinnamon rolls, but with pasta sauce and cheese in them. So you just roll it all out and you put it all together like a cinnamon roll and cut them up and put them cut side down in a dish. And we all like those, and I made salad to go with that. We had one very sad, limp-looking lettuce in the crisper drawer. So I'm definitely going to go shopping tomorrow. I'm going to be going out for lunch tomorrow, but straight after that, I'm going to the supermarket and I'm going to stock up. So that's that. Then we finished watching that that daft cartoon this evening. What was it called? Son of Bigfoot. It was on Roku, so it was free to watch, but it did have a few ads every now and again. But I guess that's the price you pay for a free TV on that Roku app, on our smart TV. And while I was watching that, I did a little bit of crochet. Now, I did say I was going to make some fingerless mitts to go with the cowl. I'll just grab the cowl. In case you haven't seen it, this is the cowl. I finished this a few days ago during the anniversary retreat I went on with my husband, Mr. Stitches. And it's a very, very seasonal colorway called Winter Solstice. King Cole Cottagespun, which I bought at a local yarn shop in Salmon Arm a couple of months back. So what I did tonight while I was watching this film is I crocheted a very, very basic piece of single crochet. I just pulled the yarn from the inside of the ball, and it started with this, and it's such a bland looking part of the color scheme. And I thought, oh, this is just going to be really boring. But thankfully, it soon got more intense, I'm glad to say. So let's see, what did I do? I chained 25 and then worked single crochet back across. So I've got 24 stitches wide and 24 rows. No, 20 rows. And so I've got my starting tail here and my ending tail here. So what I'm going to do next is I'll fold it and I'll seam a little way in, leaving a thumb hole. So it's going to be a wrist warmer, if you like, or a fingerless mitt. It looks quite narrow like that, but it will stretch to go around my palm, and I don't want it too loose at the wrist, so I allowed for the stretch. Yeah, should work. So that's one finished. I've also done the first row of the second one. Super quick project. If you wanted to make any last minute gifts for your friends or relatives for the holidays, you could get this done in one evening. This pair done in one evening easily. And they fit just about anybody. So with this one, I will definitely plan to make it so that this lovely intense red and green is the back of the hand, and this wishy-washy side is on the palm. So I'll just have to figure out exactly where I need my thumb hole. It probably won't be dead center. It'll probably be closer to the finger end with a bit of a longer seam here on the wrist end. But so easy. I will put the link to my crochet pattern for these, if you can call it a pattern. I mean, it is a pattern, but it's instructions for someone who knows absolutely nothing about crochet. So it is a totally beginner level pattern. And I published it on my Nicolaknits blog 10 years ago, I think it was. That's a long time ago. I've been writing that blog probably for at least 15 years. And I have a feeling it's going to go away one day, because I'm currently paying for the domain name and for the WordPress premium account. And I'm barely blogging on there anymore. Since I started my vlog, the blog has fallen by the wayside. So I'm just going to have to go through my blog and see if there's anything I might want to keep, like maybe patterns or recipes or something like that. And then probably start afresh with a stitches and slapdashery one, which will just be, it'll just exist to support the vlog, really. All right, enough waffle about that. I've got fluff up my nose now. All this waving around of embroidery floss and yarn is just tickling my nose. Ooh. Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room, shall we? This is probably a temporary solution, but what I did is I grabbed a blanket that I wasn't using. It was in my closet upstairs, in my towel closet. So that's covered up the armchair, made it feel a little more cozy. And then I found a couple of meters of fabric, which I had bought in the Fabricland closing sale back in September. This one is a sewing theme, of course. It has sewing machines and scissors and spools of thread all over it. It's a little dark. I'm not convinced about it yet. I might change it out. I've only used little push pins to attach it to the drywall. So at any time that I want to sew with it, I can take it down. And then because there's this wall here, which you can see as well while I'm sitting in this chair, this is a coordinate of this one. And it's all tape measures. And I thought that was rather fun. Unfortunately, with this view, you can't see my lights that I've wound around the closet hanging pole and the little decorations that I hung up there. But that's too bad. If I take the tripod further back, then you get to see all the mess around me. And we want to, have a pretty view. So the rest of my evening will be involved in making another mitt and then sewing them up and getting that finished. And tomorrow on my to-do list will be to spray baste the quilt top to the batting and the backing, and maybe pin around the edges so that it doesn't accidentally peel off. But actually, no, I probably won't have to do that, because I was thinking I'd drag the whole shebang up to the couch and do it up there. But that doesn't really make sense, because if I'm trying to embroider and not bunch things up, I should probably do it on a flat surface. So I'll spray baste it with the 505, and then I'll lay it out on my sewing table over there. I'll get embroidering on those snowflakes. I probably won't manage 30 in one day, but I'll see how it goes. And what else do I want to do? The other crafty project I have on the go at the moment is the Christmas tree cross stitch, which I haven't touched in a couple of days. So I will hope to get some of that done tomorrow too. And of course, I have to get out for a walk with Mr. Stitches at some point, because on days that I'm not walking around a billion steps at work, I go out for a walk around the neighbourhood. or along the waterfront or somewhere nice. Get some fresh air and exercise that's not just pacing up and down on a concrete floor at work. So once again, thanks so much for watching. Love to read your comments. Like to know there's somebody out there enjoying what I'm putting out. A little reminder that I do have a Ko-fi, so if you feel so moved, you can buy me a coffee on Ko-fi. There's a link in the description under every video. So I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.